So now looking at the Republicans, you also polled for that. Vice President-elect JD Vance is far and away the leader of the pack, but right now 51% are undecided. However, never in modern history has an incumbent VP who has sought the nomination been denied it. Is there any chance you think that Vance could not get it?
Sure, it's always possible. We also saw that President Trump's name was mentioned in this quite a lot. So I believe it was 22 or 23% say that Donald Trump should be the nominee in 2028 on the Republican side. Of course, that would require amending the Constitution. Uh, but nevertheless, he is also in there. I think that it's also hard to differentiate when we ask these open-ended responses whether or not folks meant Donald Trump Sr., Donald Trump Jr., or if it's Trump, if there's someone else. So I think we do need to caveat that there could be a few folks out there who like the Trump name, regardless of whether it is Donald Trump Sr. or one of his children. So Vance, I think, does walk in with a potential lead here. We see he has about 30% when people are asked to name who they would prefer as the Republican nominee. Again, he hasn't actually even stepped into the vice presidential role yet. So I think, we have to reserve judgment here, but it's fair to say the same thing that applied to Harris applies to Vance. He's got high name ID. He would most likely be the front runner if he walked into that Republican nomination process today, but that's not happening today. So, we can see where he has, a foot in the door for sure. I think all else being equal, he would be the front runner, but it's very early.
Is there anything else notable about the various demographics and where there was a trend there as to who they support for the nominee?
No, these are Republican diehards, really, folks who know that they're going to vote in the 2028 election. Again, I think Vance would be very well positioned there. There's not much to say about the demographics, and I don't want to split too many hairs. But we also see that DeSantis has about 5%. That's pretty far behind. And Ramaswamy with 3%, also, a fairly low number. But these are the folks who have the highest name ID, and they will probably walk in with a little bit of a push, depending on how things go over the next 4 years.